What are they gonna do? Come jump you for your toilet paper?
The low male libido. So we are so grateful today because this video is sponsored by Let's Get Checked.
Yay! Thank you very much.
We've both had experience with our partners having a low sexual libido.
Multiple partners actually, not just our most recent ones. It's something that we've experienced actually all the way through our sexual lives.
There's a massive stereotype that guys just want to have sex all the time, and it's just not true, and it's actually a pretty toxic myth actually.
Which we think is totally unfair because it's very, very common that women can have a low libido, and that's like part and parcel, we're very used to it, but as soon as we experience men who have low libidos, all of us, we just freak out. Men, women, everyone included, partners, relationships, which is completely unfair. That is not equal, guys.
Everyone can experience a low libido, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's just the way you are. It could be something to do with your hormones, your health, and that's where Let's Get Checked comes in.
It is now the future, and it couldn't be easier to get your testosterone levels checked. You don't have to like go to the doctor and get an appointment, get referred. You can just do it like really simply online.
All you have to do is choose your test online and they will deliver it straight to your door.
So all you need to do is collect your own sample, well, hey, and then in the return packaging with the prepaid postage, you just pop it back in the post. Imagine that! Your spunk going in the post.
We don't know if it's actually spunk, it could just be like urine or...
It could be,
I don't know,
it could be
like
blood too.
blood test.
I imagine, you know what? I think maybe it's our dirty minds thinking this. Like, it's probably just blood and pee, and we're just like definitely spunk. 100% it's spunk.
And then it takes only 2 to 5 days to get your results, and then you can review them all online.
2 to 5 days? Review them online? Whoa.
Whoa.
Once your results are available, a physician will then look over your results and a nurse will get in contact with you for a consultation.
In some cases, you'll be offered a prescription that you can pick up at any pharmacy. Why do people need to be getting tested for this?
Why? So here are some facts provided by Let's Get Checked.
So healthy sperm counts have actually dropped by 50% globally in the last 40 years. That is scary.
That's actually mad. 50%.
That is scary.
Hormonal imbalances and reduced testosterone are becoming more common in modern male health.
Following puberty, male hormones carry out a variety of different functions,
including sperm production,
maintaining a healthy sex drive,
maintaining muscle strength and mass,
red blood cell production,
and healthy bone density.
Symptoms of a hormonal imbalance might include low energy or fatigue,
erectile dysfunction,
low sex drive or libido,
infertility,
anxiety,
brain fog,
enlarged breast tissue,
bloating,
headaches,
blurred vision. Male stereotypes suck, and we've all been there. Like, speaking as a woman, I have definitely had those male stereotypes creep up during my dating life, during relationships, and I feel really guilty for thinking those things, but that is because my sex education failed me, and a lot of movies, porn, media has built up this idea of what it is to be a man, and when it comes to pleasure and relationships.
Yeah, we're sort of like set out there that guys always want to fuck, they're always horny, they're always attracted to everyone, like they think everyone's hot, and like when it comes down to it and you get into like real life situations where a guy like might not want to have sex with you, but it doesn't mean that he's not attracted to you, you just think like, oh my god, like what's wrong with me? It ends up making you feel really bad about yourself, let alone how they're feeling about themselves, because they're like, wait, why don't I want to have sex? All guys want to have sex. What's wrong with me? Am I not man enough?
Yeah, like it is literally just because we don't talk about it and we haven't been given the tools to be able to talk about it or recognise it as an issue. So when it does crop up, you immediately internalise it. You end up thinking the worst, which is unfortunate because we do this on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes we're not horny and we can just say, oh, you know, I'm putting it down to hormones, it's my period. But men don't have that luxury because it's so not spoken about. I think a lot of the time we also think that men have it it easy in terms of pleasure, that they get hard easy, they can come easy, if not too easy, which is a negative and dangerous stereotype to have, especially when you're, you know, trying to enjoy yourself with your partner and actually enjoy that pleasure.
It can be really devastating for a guy's mental health, for his like self-image. When it comes down to having a low libido can affect so many things in your life if you think that it makes you like lesser of a man.
Yeah.
Because in the end, what people end up feeling, and it's just so unfair, because the only reason that you even feel like that in the first place is just because of everything that we've seen in the media, how we've grown up, even sex education.
Especially with porn, you know, just that idea of setting the scene and how the man is always chasing the woman and the man always kind of gets his way when it comes to porn. And it doesn't have to be like that, and it shouldn't always be like that, only if you want it to be.
Also, when guys are in groups with their friends, like they're always chatting about like how many people they've shagged, and like this is the other thing, like with the number, and like guys sort of being praised for being like the lad that has like loads of sexual partners. That's just feeding into this vicious stereotype as well. Like the fact that it's like a great achievement for a guy to have slept with loads and loads of women.
I mean, it really boils down to what does it actually mean to be a man, and why would that make a difference? Why would shagging loads of people be something to be necessarily proud of? Like, yeah, you've got practice there, but if those experiences and times didn't necessarily mean anything, you didn't gain anything or learn anything, that they were kind of pointless.
But these are all stereotypes, and they're not the truth. It's not the truth at all. I've like spoken to so many of my girlfriends, and they have all said that they've had the higher sexual libido than their male partner.
Especially when it comes to long-term relationships. It's very common, especially if you live together, then, you know, you go through that honeymoon period, maybe a year into the relationship, you're literally fucking all the time, but it does die down. And that's not because you're less attracted to that person. A lot of the time it is that you are so comfortable with each other that sometimes a cuddle is more meaningful than a shag itself.
I'm pretending to look at you right now, Reed. So we have both experienced our partners having low libidos, and it actually did affect our relationships quite a lot.
Yeah.
It affected like the mood in the relationship, the fact that there was this kind of like negative energy hanging about, that one of us really wanted to have sex, i.e. me, and the other like had a low libido because of things to do with mental health and other health problems.
Yeah.
But like in the end, it just ultimately made them feel more insecure about themselves and less of a man.
Yeah, less sexy. Because we unfortunately end up putting pressure on our partners and saying, oh, it's another night we haven't had sex. Like, we haven't had sex in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in 3 months. And that ends up becoming a real bad strain in the relationship, and it's not a nice thing. Like, you're there together, you love each other, yet you're still bringing up this trivial issue of having sex. Like, the more pressure we put on our partners, the less likely they're going to want to have sex with us. We should be trying to figure out actually why the low libido is there. Is it stress at work? Is there something going on physically? Is it something to do with the relationship? Maybe they're just having a rough patch, like every human is allowed to have.
I think it's important to open up that communication when it comes to low libido, and not be afraid to say, actually, yeah, I am experiencing quite a low libido right now, and like you can work it out together. There's nothing worse than having to deal with all that stress by yourself. It can be such like a devastating thing for a relationship as well, because sex is like one of the main things that keeps us intimate, that connects us, and when it's not there because one of us has a low libido, that's when things start going wrong in relationships. It's a really big struggle.
I would say that my partner and I, beginning of last year, we were almost at breaking point because of our sex life, because especially having a higher libido than my partner, trying to figure out if I'm missing out or if this is what I wanted for the rest of my life, and having a lot of conversations and arguments effectively because we didn't know how to talk about it properly, and getting to the point where you do think it's breaking point. You think like it's gonna have to change, or this is it. I really still do want to test out his testosterone levels and if it's a physical issue, because if it is, it completely makes you see the situation in a completely different way.
Yeah, I really sympathise with all that, to be honest. Like, having not that much sex because of my partner's low libido was one of the reasons, and I've been quite open about this, one of the reasons that our relationship ended up failing. Like it was a really big thing in our relationship, and in the end it made us just so unconnected. We were just lacking all that intimacy, and that's what keeps you together. It's also something that creates like a positive energy in the relationship, having that passion for each other, and not having any of that was like one of the reasons that we were both so like in such like a negative space together.
It can be a make or break situation in a relationship, and no doubt that, you know, I might get there again, and you know, Florence, you're a prime example of that. Like that was one of the main reasons why you and your partner had to go your separate ways. But I feel like if men do take more interest in why they might have a low libido, or take more interest in themselves like we do, like us girls, we obsess about it. You know, we obsess about why we're not feeling horny, or why all of a sudden we're feeling horny, or, you know, why is sex hurting, or why does it feel really good. We think about these things all the time just because it's programmed into us. But I think if men took an active approach on it and wanted to figure out why, and it was less of a taboo to figure out why, like, you know, imagine if all the guys are sitting around the table like, I'm not that horny at the moment, I'm gonna get my testosterone checked just to make sure everything's okay. That would be incredible. It's just like when us women talk about it, like, yeah, you know, I was experiencing some pain during sex, so I went to the doctors, I went to the clinic. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, we all agree with that. But for men, it's just really it's such a different thing.
It would be so beneficial if guys just felt comfortable to go get tested. If they weren't embarrassed, I think it's that whole thing of it being this like embarrassing thing, like they would never tell their friends about or their girlfriend about because they're embarrassed that they don't have a sex drive.
I mean, it is so normal, but we've all been fooled into thinking that, especially with what's going on in movies and in porn. I think porn is probably one of our main foes at the moment when it comes to seeing the male libido.
These stereotypes are so dangerous because it just makes people feel so insecure about themselves when they don't need to be, because this is all part of being a human. Like obviously our hormone levels are going to go up and down during our lives. Our mental health isn't going to stay the same the whole time either. Our physical health isn't going to stay the same. So like if we can take control over these things by going to get tested, then let's do it, because if you can sort out stuff that's making you feel insecure, then why not take control of your libido?
This is why services like Let's Get Checked can be so useful for trying to figure out why you might have a low libido or what else is going on with you physically. Gone are the days of trying to go and see your doctor and then getting referred and having to wait and wait and wait. This is such a quick and easy way, and you can do it in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah, it's all really discreet as well, so you don't really have to worry about your neighbours seeing or your girlfriend. You'll be able to do it completely privately.
Yeah, or do it together. Make it something that you both want to do, and you take as a journey, and you deal with the outcome no matter what. I think that could bring you both closer together, especially if you do have a partner and you both want to find out why.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation.
Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been so simple to get tested.
So to get tested at home, use our promo code, which is CURIOUS, to get 20% off your test.
You can find the link directly in the description below, and a huge thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Thank you so much.
I hope it's been useful, and if there's anything we've missed or any information that you'd like to comment on, please leave a comment below, because we'd love to hear from you, especially as we are two women and we can't talk as much in depth about male libido as possible because we don't have a penis. We would love to hear from you guys and what you've done or what you've tried or what your experience is with male libido or low testosterone, and if you've tried this service, how's it gone?
Yeah. Let's bust this myth around sexual libido when it comes to men.
Yeah, baby.
So remember to subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Don't know what you're doing if you're not subscribed already. And remember to hit that notification bell. Give this video a huge thumbs up.
And we will, of course, see you next week. Happy quarantine!
Bye!